I know. What did I do? Alrighty. My God. Are you serious, dude? Why? Oh, okay. Well, it should be fun. Alright. What's cracking, y'all? What is up? How is everybody? So, first and foremost, welcome. How the hell is everybody? We were going to do this last night, but unfortunately the map got updated, so we had to redo a lot. Anyway, we are on a brand new version. And man, oh man, at first glimpse, this thing is wild. I mean, wild. This is by far, I think, becoming a lot of people's favorite map. So this is done by DR Modding. For anybody who doesn't know, he is the original creator of UMRV in FS17. Well, he promised this one was going to blow it out of the water. Well, I think he's done just that. Lots to talk about today. Lots to get after. We got the 2500 sitting over here. We are going to check out that farm right over there. We'll talk about it. Lots and lots and lots of goodies to get into. We have a week 2 preview. We have quite a bit to talk about, so we'll talk about it. And we're going to be helping TJ today. This, I mean, right off the bat with the fall colors, I mean, looks incredible. I do apologize to my headphone users. This might be a little loud. Alrighty then. So first and foremost, let's get down to that farm, and I'll explain why I have FBB in the title. We'll talk about it. But with that said, go ahead and take a look around. So I've been watching Grant and a few others on this map, and the videos, I will just tell you, don't do it justice. They really don't. It looks absolutely incredible. Now, whenever we get into a new map like this, a lot of the times TJ and I, we don't just hop right in. There's one of us who takes a look at the map, and then there's others to where, honestly, it's more about what can we do differently. Well, this was one of the first farms that I ended up seeing throughout the pictures, and I'll be quite honest with you, I don't even think the pictures do it justice, because this map is huge. I see we're slowly going again. Interesting. But when I saw this farm, I thought, man, oh man, this might be a fun farm to start on. But as you guys know, I'm not a pre-built farm guy. I actually kind of like a little bit of being able to, do things on my own, be able to build my own farm. But I am highly considering this farm as ours. I'm truly considering this farm. Now, there might be a couple changes. There might. But the layout, I just really like. The silo system, is it on here? It is. River bottom propane. So this one you guys have seen in my playthroughs before, as they have quite a few different silos, and this one, I gotta be honest with y'all, I think is my favorite, if I'm being honest. So TJ's is way down there. But there is just so freaking much. And usually it takes quite a bit for me to get this excited over a map. Like, to be honest with you. But the biggest thing is that, I'll be quite honest with you, with DR, you kind of know what you're going to get. Not always, but you know there's going to be a lot of detail. And honestly, I like a lot of detail. Looks like we got a sell point over there. Nice. Freaking amazing, dude. But no, there is quite a bit with this map. I mean, this isn't just a normal FS22 map. And the thing is that with DR, you are getting a high quality, high premium map that I think a lot of people are going to enjoy. Now, TJ and I have talked about doing this, a year series, kind of switching it up a little bit. It's something that is under consideration, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it goes. We're just going to let this play out, and we're going to be doing this differently because usually how this goes is we're going to, we jump right in, we build the farm, and me and TJ get right to work. Well, this one's a lot different because TJ was on here first, and TJ's already been doing some work. So we are going to help TJ, and we're going to be a little bit of a farmhand for right now, and then probably after a couple episodes, we will go ahead and we will get to building my farm. Now, the thing is that we usually, depending, like on our No Man's series, TJ and I just have the one farm. This one is going to be a little bit different because, well, we both like farming. We both like doing what we do. So, we'll see how it goes, and then we will make adjustments from there. Usually, we have a plan. Usually, we have a plan as we hop into any of our playthroughs, and we just kind of, go at it. That's not going to be the case with this one. It's going to be a lot of random stuff to start, as I'm sliding all over the place. But no, it's going to be a lot of random stuff to start, and then we can just make adjustments from there. I'd rather have the normal reaction than I would versus a lot of our other playthroughs to where it's just, let's make a plan, let's go ahead, let's, do what we got to do, and let's, get right to work. That's not the case with this. This one is different in my opinion, and it is what it is. So I know TJ's got a lot of land, so we're going to be helping him out with that. We'll take a look around the farm, see what he's got going, and then we'll go from there. And then I think I've found a spot to build our farm, so we'll take y'all over and show y'all that. A lot of good stuff. We do have the week 2 preview. I do want to get into Michigan State a little bit. Probably should not have a grass field growing there, but hey, that'll be fixed in due time, as this is still a work in progress. But all the different lanes, all the different textures, really everything just has an amazing feel to it. And man, oh man, just driving, there is just so many sights, so many different things to look at, and it's awesome. So, a lot of different stuff to get into as we begin on this beautiful fall Saturday. I think it's going to mainly be harvest today. So we can take care of that when needed. But there is one thing that I do want to talk about. We'll take a look at the farm first. TJ's got his house hiding back there. Freaking awesome, dude. Homie got the favorite shop up here from Trailer Park Farms. So I don't know how many hours TJ has already put into this, but I know he's had to rebuild this farm like, I think it was 4 times. So, yeah, can't wait to start doing those live streams. Yeah, we're going to build a farm. Oh, wait. No, we're not. We're going to rebuild it 4 times. Alright, so we got the 81 by 120 shop. As y'all know, you guys have heard me say it before, by far and away my favorite shop in the game from Trailer Park Farms, and this thing is awesome. I mean, there's an office like way back here. There's pallet racking. There's all sorts of stuff. And in fact, I just joined. I didn't even put the link in, but I'm going to. So make sure you guys answer the questions. I am only going to say this once. Make sure you guys answer all questions, or your entry into the group is going to be denied. Period. That's how it works. But there is a new group that I just joined that is all about like garage objects and shop objects. And it looks to be a really, really cool group. We have the thing down, or we have the pack downloaded. We have just not put it in yet. So, well, TJ might have, I don't know. But with that said, we are going to be able to actually start utilizing this shop in a totally different way than we were able to in 19, when we were being able to utilize it with all the pallet racking. I mean, as you can see, there are certain objects up here, but these you actually don't need the hand mod for. You can actually pick them up, move them around, all that kind of stuff, and that is going to take a totally different meaning to being able to utilize this shop in a whole new way. So let's go in here. Why are you? There we go. So we got the little bit of the office here. I actually like how he did that. I honestly wish we could get one of those in real life. Got the whiteboard up there. Got the gaming chair. Got the double monitor. Got the coffee. So yeah, there is a lot of different stuff that we are going to be able to use when it comes time for that. I'm excited to see. So we'll check here in a minute and see if that's in here. Looks like he's got the brand new 490 disc. up on the 89.50. Nice. So it looks like he's going to be going case. He's got silo over here. Not bad. I dig it. Alright, so what do you got in here? Oh, what is that? The two-wheel? The two-wheel drive? Nice. Nice. I like it. So, what's funny is that I actually planned on going case, but TJ said, nah, I'm going to go case, and you go whatever. I'm like, alright, sounds good. But no, I mean, like, look at the, like first of all, look at that grass texture. Freaking gnarly. What do you got hiding over here? Oh, the Roughneck Modding Crew 379. Very nice, very nice. No, we don't need to take the truck. I can walk. Got the Wilson trailer. But yeah, I mean, I just like the fact of, I mean, even everything just changing with each season. Looks awesome. I love it. Looks like we got another farm right there. Looks like a pig farm, I'm assuming. Very nice, very nice. Got the old case down here, harvesting. So, in another episode, I do want to do a specific live stream that goes over each farm. I mean, just taking a look at them, seeing what's what, and then just going from there, to be quite honest with you. I'm still going to keep to my word that, look, we're still going to go ahead, we're going to build a farm, and you know, we're going to have fun with it. That's just kind of that. So, let's go ahead. Let's check out what's down here real quick. We'll get a save, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get to freaking work. Plus, I don't really have much time today. And next week is going to be, next week is going to be even busier. But look, we're still going to find time. So we will talk about that. There is a particular person that is in the fitness industry that I do want to talk about for a moment. And just kind of understand where we're at here. So it looks like he's got the 2388, I believe it is. Yeah, 2388. Nice. Very nice. Got the case trailer. Looking good. And then got the Roughneck 389. Looking smexy. Very good, very good. All right, let's go ahead. Let's pause for a save, and we will get into the specific person that I want to talk about next. Okay, welcome back. Alright, so this young man has really taken over the fitness industry. Now, let me explain that first and foremost, for anybody who knows me, anybody who really has known me for quite some time, knows that first and foremost, I love bodybuilding. I am a huge fan of bodybuilding. And the thing is that I am a huge fan of Jay Cutler. I'm a huge fan of Chris Bumstead. And then, of course, Seth Feroce out of Axe and Sledge. But here's the thing. So, I watched Seth's video, and I took a couple things away from it, and it was really my take from the beginning is that it didn't really change the fact of my take on this young man, because this young man certainly seems like he knows what he's doing, because we live in a day and age where there is a lot of misinformation out there. Like you see these videos all over YouTube of, well, stop doing this because it doesn't count, or because it's or because the form isn't right, or because of this or that. Well, then I come across, quite frankly, one of the dumbest humans that I've ever come across. And the thing is that a lot of the times the title or even a specific thumbnail will get you to click on the video. Now, it's a lot like the page that was going after the Lions. We'll talk about that. But here's the deal. My thing, first and foremost, is that Sam Sulek, this young man is 21 years old. And I see all these old heads going at this kid, and I have a pretty good idea why. And I mean, the information is public, a lot like last stream. And yeah, I would even say that the person who went at Sam Sulek is even dumber than Mel Tucker. This young man is 21 years old. 21. And my entire take on this is very, very simple. We have gotten too comfortable in the day and age that we live in, of that, if we don't like what someone says, if we don't like what someone does, if we don't like what someone is wearing, well then you have to hate that person. When anybody with a resemblance, and I truly mean this, with a resemblance of a brain will tell you there's no reason to. Now look, it is, I get it. I absolutely get it. On this platform and on a lot of the other social media platforms, it is say whatever the F you want. Right? But the thing is that we have gotten too comfortable in this society to where, as I said, if we don't like what someone is wearing, it could be something as silly as a hat, then somehow, some way, we need to, in essence, hate that person. Well, if you're hating someone over a hat, or a t-shirt, or sweatpants, as long as they're not showing, your Johnson or your hooey-ho, then you're an idiot. Now, I've seen a lot of, oh, well, look at his diet. Okay, and? Like, I find it funny that how the kid has done nothing wrong. The kid just puts up content like a madman and documents his entire journey. And it's just like, because of his form, because of his hat, because of this, because of that. I don't really understand it, but here's the take. Very, very simply, as I said before, we've gotten too comfortable with that, in the sense of that if we don't like what a person is wearing or a person is saying or etc., very, very simply, it is all in all the same BS of that we need to automatically hate that person. Well, anybody with a brain would tell you that is the saddest, most pathetic thing out there. The thing is that, look, let people do what they want to do. And as far as what I find funny is that we are expecting this young man who is 21 to act like a 40-year-old and act as if that, well, he doesn't need to be drinking milk because that's what kids drink. Okay, and? Like, if somebody wants to drink chocolate milk, which I love chocolate milk, then let them be. As long as they are not doing anything that is going to hurt themselves or put in the heads of these young minds out there that are watching this young man, to ego lift or to, perform a shitty form, or to, take drugs. At the end of the day, as long as you're not doing anything that's going to harm anyone else, leave the guy alone. Like, period. Like, there's nothing that needs to be said about it. And look, I get everybody's different, and I get that everybody tends to grow at their own pace. Yeah, but I've seen grown men, grown adults who are successful in life, who are successful at their job, worry about what this kid is doing. And in fact, I'm going to bring this to something that I'm going to talk about that I went through personally here in a little bit. But I've seen grown adults going at this kid for what? And to me, I think it's very, very simple. It just tells you that there are people in this world that get their rocks off by going at these people and expecting them that at 21 years old, well, you have to have your life together. You have to have a better diet. You have to do this. And it's like, really? Like this is what we're going to do. And as far as I'm concerned, here's the other point that nobody wants to bring up, and I don't really understand why. Now look, I get it. Not everybody has problems, right? Not everybody has problems. Okay, not everybody has the stresses of a normal human being. The fact of anxiety, depression, all these different things. The fact of the matter is that the guy's just documenting his journey. And as far as I'm concerned, it takes courage. It takes braveness. It takes a lot of different emotions and feelings to do that. To wake up every day and to say, all right, I am going to record this video, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit back today, right? Well, what's the number one rule with a back workout? You row to grow. The thing is that what I find hilarious is that if you are successful in life, if you're putting on this persona of that you don't care what other people are doing, if you're putting on this persona of that I don't worry about anybody else, I worry about me, and then you go and you make these types of videos or live streams, it is the fact of that, okay, well now you look a little bit hypocritical because now you're over here worrying about what someone else is doing. The thing is that at the end of the day, look, it takes a lot to do this. It takes a lot to flex and to pose and to do all these certain things. And I'll be honest with you, the biggest lie that someone ever told me was that, oh, well, it just happens. So many people just get lucky. And it's like, no, that's not the case at all. What it is that those people worked their ass off to get to that spot. And here's the final nail in the coffin for me. It is the fact of that a lot of people have beef with Fouad. Now, if you don't know who Fouad is, he is a former bodybuilder, and he is also the owner of Hostile Supplements. And look, I don't know the guy. I don't know his story. I don't know, a lot of different things. But there are some interesting things on his channel that I do enjoy watching. And a lot of other people do enjoy watching. In fact, let me get the number for you. Just because we like to be accurate, that would be 74.8 thousand. That sure seems like a lot of people that like their stuff. Now, there is a particular person who is in business with Fouad that there's quite a few dark things that have went on. If we're being quite honest, that at the end of the day has nothing to do with this young man. Not one. Not one thing to do with Sam Sulek. And the thing is that, to me, I just hope that, very, very simply, I just hope that the negativity does not get in this kid's head, and I hope he continues. And it certainly does not seem like it's getting to him, and I like seeing that. But the other thing is I think people just don't like Fouad. I don't know why. I don't have any information on that. If any of my listeners have information, please drop it below. Because I would really like to know why, and I think that's the biggest reason, is that he's joined Hostile, and there are a few people out there who just have some beef with Fouad, and quite frankly, they just don't want to see people succeed. They just want to rip on this kid. And it's like what gets me is that, why are we expecting this kid at 21 to be so mature? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And we're expecting this 21-year-old kid to just act as if Well, no. No, I can't have chocolate milk because that's what kids drink. So what? Who the hell cares? It's ridiculous. It is absolutely absurd. Okay. So let's switch gears and let's go ahead and let's switch over to this. Now, let me be very, very clear. And I mean very, very clear. In order for me to do this, it is going to have to be a separate video or live stream. The thing is that very, very, very simply, all this is utilizing my platform. Very, very simply, I do not run from the fact of that I do have a traumatic brain injury. I do not run from the fact that there are people out there like me. I do not run from the fact that I've never had a good relationship. And that the thing is that with Darren, rest in peace, buddy, it is that very, very simply, there is some new information that I do want to make a video on. And the thing is that this is only to utilize my platform. And the thing is that what's ironic is that I went through the same thing. And I also went through a period in my life like Darren. So I will just tell you now, fair warning, we will be getting hot and heavy sometime next week. But we're going to try and keep it fun today. I'm not going to go heavy. But look, the thing is that when there is times to be heavy, very, very simply, absolutely understand that this channel does not run from that. We do not run from it, period. Okay, so let's get into this because I have 2 questions for you, and then we'll get another save, and then we will talk about the Tigers. And the first one is very, very simply, it comes off of Monday Night Football. And it is the fact of that I know what people are going to say. Oh, well, you know, it's just one game. You're overreacting. And what I would reply with is very, very simple. Numbers don't lie. And Josh Allen, when do we start to call out Josh Allen for all the turnovers? We call out Dak Prescott of the Cowboys. When do we begin to turn and start to question Josh Allen? I'd really be interested in trying to understand as to why we cannot have that conversation. And then finally, this is where, well, I have to get mean. And when players do this, I usually just let it go. But when it is a repeated pattern, that is when I go ahead and I call it out. Kadarius Toney, aka Mr. Goofy, is what I'm going to call him. And the thing is that very, very simply, after Monday Night Football last week, he went at Giants fans. In the offseason, he went at Giants fans and then decided to pull a Donovan Edwards and basically say it was a glitch. Alrighty then, thank you for that. The point is that he went on his Instagram after saying that he is going to, well, after leaving social media. And the thing is said, Pat McAfee be talking like he really knows shit. You just another goofy. Chill. Well, this has become a pattern. And meanwhile, you hop off social media. Everybody said, okay, guy's changed. Guy's going to do what he's got to do. And when he plays against the Jags in week 2, he's going to be better. It's safe to say this guy is slowly becoming the look at that. Nice. Is slowly becoming the Kevin Durant of the NFL. And here's what I mean. You only get one shot to hop off social media. Period. But when you come back and you start hopping in people's DMs and you start hopping in and you start going at the media and you start going at people, that is when people should absolutely call you out. People have every right to call you out as long as it is nothing salacious. Don't be an animal and be going at people and all of that. Very, very simply, Either you want this career or you don't. And if I am Kadarius Toney, if I am the person who had plenty of drops week 1, and being the reason that my team lost week 1, I'm not getting on social media to talk. So there's that. Let's go ahead, let's hop in the combine, and let's get a save, and then we will switch gears a little bit, and we will talk about the Tigers. All right. Okay, so let's get back to these beans and let's talk about the Tigers. So I hate to do this after a win, but sure enough, there is one point that I have taken out of this season, and this absolutely, in the sense, it absolutely has to and will have to change. Because if this team is going to be as good as I believe in 2024, then this one thing has to change. And here's what I mean by that. That one thing is the Red Series. And the thing is that what gets me is that it seems to be a very, very common theme. And the only thing that I want to know is very, very simple. It is a very, very old bit. But however, I just want to know, do you agree or do you disagree? Something or nothing. And to me, it's something. So let me get this going here. Okay, so this would have been Wednesday's game. and they had a 3-game series with the Cincinnati Reds. And the thing is that very, very simply, you lost Tuesday, and then they lost Wednesday. And to me, that has been a common theme out of the whole season, is that when you play a team like the Reds, they lose the first 2 games, and then they come back in the final game, and they win. And not only do they win, but they win big. That has to change, in my opinion, and here's why. Because in 2024, it is exactly like the Lions right now. It is time to start having expectations. It is time that this team goes out there and actually does something. And look, they got us through the summer. I understand that entire point. They got us through the summer. They got us to football season with Michigan, Michigan State, the Lions, whoever it may be. I understand all of it. However, when it comes to something like this, I can take the good, as in Spencer Torkelson, him hitting monster bombs. Then, what I can't do is then look at the loss and say, well, at least Torque got a home run. Very, very simply, I am expecting you are competing for this putrid division in 2024. The thing is that very, very simply, yes, you are going to have to go and you are going to have to spend at the winter meetings. Period. But the thing is that very, very simply, yes, I know the Reds have Ellie De La Cruz. They have all sorts of different pieces. But the thing is that you absolutely must change this. Losing the first 2 games of the series and then coming back and winning big. Straight up. Something or nothing. To me, it's something. And to me, it is one of the things that absolutely has to change. Okay. This I'm going to just make a quick note of because, quite frankly, I want to see what happens tonight with Michigan State and Washington. But here is your quick note. Now, not just because it's my job, but also because of the fact that very, very simply, I have to make sure I have content for you guys. Here is the deal. I listened to about 3 different shows this past week. And if you live in the state of Michigan, you know how it is. However, I am not a State fan. But here's the thing. I listened to the full circus, as I like to call it. Because these people were on a different level, let's just say. Look, we can have the conversation. For Harlan Barnett to keep the job. But the thing is that there is a standard to it. You can't go 6-6 the rest of the way and then him being the consideration. But this idea of that, hey, let's go grab Muddy Waters. Hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do that. Some of these names, I will just tell you, is bottom rung garbage. I heard somebody bring up Ben Johnson, the Lions offensive coordinator. Guys, you do realize that in that sense, that Ben Johnson is not going to be here next year. Ben Johnson will be a head coach in the NFL. Okay, so there's that. I mean, just listening to some of it, guys, just be honest. If you don't want to see MSU get good, then just come out and say it. If you're a U of M fan and you don't want to see Michigan State get good, come out and say it. Excuse me. My whole point is that there's nothing wrong with being honest. It's the very reason why I created this channel. Because it's all about honesty. It's not about this idea of hemming and hawing around that, well, let's do this. Let's go ahead and, let's take a look at Butch Jones. Do you know how dishonest that sounds? It's dishonest. If you don't want to see MSU get good, you just want to see them stay stagnant, then do what you got to do. But just be honest about it. Okay, so let's get into week 2. We have the injury report. I will tell you that both injury reports will be a short on the channel. So be on the lookout for that. Questionable linebacker Devin Bush. Questionable Boye Mafe. Out. Mike Morris, former Wolverine. Out. Charles Cross, tackle. Out. Safety Jamal Adams. That is your Seattle injury report. We get to the Lions injury report. Out. Josh Paschal with a knee. Emmanuel Mosley, knee/hamstring, out. To me, that just says they're being cautious. Now I know people are going to say, well, they're being a little bit too cautious. Yeah, I know. Thank you for that. Khalil Dorsey, illness, out. Taylor Decker, doubtful with an ankle. So look, Taylor Decker is a big loss. Devin Witherspoon is set to make his NFL debut. Is set to make his NFL debut for the Seattle Seahawks. But look, here's the whole point. We talked about it last week. Kelsey and Chris Jones are out for the Chiefs. You went in there and you stole the game. Well, now you're down one of your best offensive linemen, and you're down one of your best corners. I do not want to hear excuses Monday. I do not want excuses on Monday. Very, very simply, not only do I listen to Doug and John on Saturdays, but I do listen to Doug during the week. And Doug had, I think, the best point of the entire week, quite frankly, is that very, very simply, winners go out and win this game. Winners go out and win this game. We believe this team has turned the corner. Cool. Go out there and prove it. Go out there and prove it. And go out there and win. This is your most important game of the season. Why? Because this team has beaten your the last 2 times you guys have played. And this team goes 2-0. You can start to form some data points. And we'll talk about it. But the thing is that very, very simply, winners win this game. And in fact, let me get a update on that spread for you. Favored by 4.5. So there you go. But no, look, you're going to be down some players, and so are they. Very, very simply, I do not want excuses Monday. And not only that, but you know what else I don't want to hear? I do not want to hear from the fact of the smartest guy in the room. I don't want to hear that routine. Very, very simply, you either point to the play that costed them the game, miss me with the straw man arguments, because I don't want to hear it. Very, very simply, we can get into so much fun territory if this team goes 2-0. And in fact, a territory that you have never been in before. Okay, so here is what we are gonna do. We'll get to some more of the Week 2 preview. And we are going to get to the picks. Let's go ahead. Let's get a save. And we will go ahead and we will get to our picks next. Okay, so we are back, and we are going to hop out for this one just because there's a lot of turns. And so, that beauty of a picture right there. All right, it is a Friday tradition. It is time for the picks. Me and TJ. I will go with TJ first, and then I will give you mine. So we start out with college. We start out with number 7, Penn State, minus 14.5, taking on Illinois. TJ is taking Penn State. For me, look, I've been saying it since the offseason. I do not think it is Ohio State. I think it is Penn State for the biggest threat to Michigan. Now, the problem is their head coach being James Franklin. But give me Penn State. Oh, baby. LSU minus 9.5 taking on Mississippi State. TJ, big number, and he likes LSU here. I think Brian Kelly's already in trouble down there in Baton Rouge. I think it's going to be interesting to see how well this season plays out. But the thing is that they were a dark horse for the SEC. Big number, but this is going to be the take a chance play of the week for me. And I'm going to go I'm gonna take a shot. I'm gonna go LSU. Okay. Number 20, North Carolina minus 6.5, taking on Minnesota. Look, I love Drake May. Give me North Carolina. For TJ, he says flat out, North Carolina. Come on, there we go. Probably the most interesting game of the week locally. Washington minus 16.5, taking on Michigan State. TJ and I both are going Washington. Uh-oh. It's changed. Tennessee minus 5.5, taking on Florida. Look, you lose this game, I think that's it for Billy Napier down there at Florida. I'm going to ride him. Let's go ahead. Let's go with Florida. I hate to do it. TJ is going to grab Tennessee. Arkansas minus 8.5, taking on BYU. Two teams I have not really watched at all quite yet. TJ is taking Arkansas, and so am I. Oh, Christ, TJ. Excuse me. Rat game of the week. Syracuse taking on Purdue. Syracuse minus 2.5. TJ and I are aligned here. Give me the Qs. TCU minus 7.5, taking on Houston. TJ is taking Houston, and so am I. And huge line of the week. We go ahead and we start with Colorado minus 24, taking on Colorado State. Jay Norvell, I'm about tired of the routine that, Coach Prime is doing, to be quite honest with you, but I'm going to still take Colorado. I don't know that what Colorado is going to do is legal. Let's go to Sunday. Okay, so Sunday we have a bridge cross. The Dirty Birds, the Falcons, are minus 1.5, taking on the Packers. TJ, of course, taking the Packers. For me, I'm going to ride the Dirty Birds. I've rode them all off season. Give me the Falcons. Baker taking on Justin Fields. I want to see Baker plant the flag again like he did at Ohio State. Bucks -2 taking on, or 2.5. -2.5 taking on the Bears. Go ahead and give me the Bucks. TJ and I are aligned on that one. Lions -4.5 taking on Seattle. We're aligned on this one as well. Give us the Leos. Bills -8.5 taking on the Raiders. TJ, turnovers are a big problem for Josh Allen, but he is still going to take the Bills. For me, turnovers are a big problem, and it's going to cost them a game here soon. Give me the Raiders. Favorite game of the week. Colts +1 taking on the Houston Texans. Anthony Richardson versus CJ Stroud. TJ and I are on different sides on this one as well. He's taking the Colts. I'm taking the Texans. Plus, over under 39.5. I'm going to take the under. And TJ in the notes here says over. Bengals -3 taking on the Ravens. TJ is taking the Ravens. I'm going to take the Bengals. I did not like the performance in week 1. The Browns have the kryptonite on the Bengals somehow, some way. And very, very simply, Joe Burrow has to be better. Kansas City -3.5 taking on the Jaguars. Look, I'm big on Trevor Lawrence this season, but I don't think they get it done here. Chris Jones and Travis Kelce are back. I think Pat Mahomes is about to go serial mode, and I think we're about to see a next level Pat Mahomes. TJ and I are aligned. Give us the Chiefs. Over under 51.5. And we're both taking the under. Yes. Niners -7 taking on the Rams. TJ and I are aligned. Niners by 100. Dolphins -3 taking on the Patriots. Very, very simply, I'm a huge fan of Tua. I obviously named my dog after him. Very, very simply, you know what to do here. Give me salty Tua, because that man is on a mission. TJ has the Pats. And we get to Monday Night Football. Browns -2.5 taking on the Steelers. I did not like the Week 1 performance by the Steelers. Did not look prepared. Did not look ready at all. Go ahead. Give me the Browns. TJ is going to ride the Steelers. And the over, and I'm going under. So with that said, after each week, we will tally them up on Monday, and then we will go from there and give you guys an update as to who won that week. It will be a part of the weekend report that you guys will see. In fact, I believe it's Monday. So there is that. Let's go ahead and let's get a save. Okay. So let's hop back in the combine, and it might just be that we might just be trying to finish this field up today, guys. I don't have much time, so we are going to be rapid firing a lot of things here to talk about. So with that said, first and foremost, let's get into the Eagles thing here of the tush push. I do not understand why people want to complain. And why people want it banned. Because you know what? It's not their fault defenses can't stop it. And my thing is that if I'm every other team that's watching this happen, F it, join them. Because if the defenses can't stop it, and we're on the goal line, and it's 4th down or 3rd down, we're making it happen and we're grabbing the points. It's honestly no different when an offensive lineman helps push a ball carrier forward to get extra yardage in situations where defenders are struggling to bring down the ball carrier. It's no different. So there's that. The smartest guy in the room routine. As I said, I love the fact that callers call it out. I do. I really love the fact that callers call it out. Because if you're taking joy in someone else's pain, I gotta be honest with you, I think you're a little bit of a douche. You know, and it's funny because people say, well, you know, you just can't be stuck in the past. Yet these same people are the ones who are stuck in the past. Also, the fight song, Forward Down the Field. This team, get rid of it. If you are turning a corner, and as many of us believe that you are, then you get rid of it because it resembles nothing but losing. Look, as far as Sunday's game, yeah, if you go 2-0, you're going to be able to start to form NFC data points that we are going to save for the weekend report. Look, straight up, I mean, you saw it. Vikings are 0-2. Bears are looking shaky. And the thing is that very, very simply, it seems like that the Packers would be the only one who could challenge. Okay, so couple other week 2 notes. Who I'm worried about is 2 players. K9, who we saw at Michigan State, and JSN, the former Ohio State wide receiver. For TJ, it's going to be the wide receiver corp and Bobby Wagner. Look, this is a revenge game. This is a credibility game. As I said, you go 0-2, or 2-0, excuse me. If you go 2-0, look, straight up, this is going to start to get fun. And this is going to start to be a hell of an interesting story for this fall. I'm excited to see what Ford Field is going to look like. I hope it's louder than hell. So we have this question as well. It is a game. TJ, he says Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. For me, it's an Aaron Glenn kind of game. So fill in the blank. It is a game. For me, it's Aaron Glenn. I think you saw an improved defense week 1. What can week 2 look like? And can they make halftime adjustments again, as they did? That's what I'm going to be looking for. Okay, so we're going to get to our AFC and NFC fun to end out the stream today. Let's go ahead and we will start with the AFC South. TJ and I both agree it is the Jags. Or these are division winners, excuse me. AFC South, we're going with the Jags. We agree on that. AFC North. TJ's got the Bengals. I've got the Browns. AFC East. Bills. For both TJ and myself. AFC West. TJ and I. TJ's going with the Chargers. Okay, interesting pick. And I am going to go with Kansas City. Wild cards. Ravens, Jets, Browns. MVPs. Mahomes, Burrow, and Herbert. So there's your AFC. All right, let's get to the NFC side of things. We start with NFC North. TJ and I both agree it is the Lions. NFC South. I got my Dirty Birds in the Falcons. TJ has the Saints. NFC East. It is the Eagles. NFC West. The Niners. For MVPs. Bijan. Jahmyr Gibbs. Bryce Young. And wild cards. Niners, Eagles, Pack. So we'll have to see how that all plays out. That was the AFC and NFC fun. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and we are going to finish up this pass here, and we are going to have to go ahead and call it as we go ahead and wrap up on this beautiful Friday. There is a documentary. This is from Barry himself. Over the last year, I have been filming a definitive movie on my life with Prime Video and Amazon Studios. The great mystery of why I walked away will be answered once and for all. Stream Bye Bye Barry on November 21st. Very cool. And not only that, you are getting the best of the best this week. You've got Greg Olson and Tom Pelissero in town, along with Kevin Burkhardt in town. So you are getting the best of the best as far as calling your game. Look, it's a credibility game. It is a revenge game. And very, very simply, go win. Period. So with that said, not as long as I wanted. I wanted to go a little bit longer. I mean, Christ, if I could stay on here all day. But I do have things to do. So here's the deal. There's quite a bit that's going to be going on. Now, I don't know if Monday I'm going to be able to get on. I don't know if it'll be Tuesday. However, it will be we might just save really everything for Thursday because of everything that I have going on. Yes, because on Friday I have family coming into town. So here's the deal. Here's how it's going to work. If I can get on Monday, we'll give you a reaction to the game and we'll go from there. If not, I will see you guys Thursday, the 21st, and we will just try, go through everything, go through what we got to go through, and then we'll just go from there. Like, straight up. Because